All right, we're still working on solving equations. Remember what solving equations mean. We're finding where the graph is going to touch the x-axis and where the axis of symmetry is going to be. Well, sometimes quadratic or factoring doesn't work. So we have what's called the quadratic equation. To find the two x values, these would be the roots, the two roots. X is equal to the opposite of the b. So if you have ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, the a, the b, and the c. So the opposite of b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all of that divided by 2 times a. Okay, so here's our a, here's our b, here's our c, and I wrote it right, typed it right down below. Our a is 3, our b is -5, our c is -2. And then you just plug all of that into the calculator. So the opposite of b, the opposite of -5, is going to be +5. And then you've got b squared. So that's 25. Subtract. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times -2 is -24. So that's going to be plus. So this is going to equal square root of 49. Square root of 49 is 7. And then in the denominator, 2 times 3 is 6. So you simplify all of that. Yep, we get the square root of 9, which is square root of 49 is 7. So what do we have? So the opposite of -5 is 5. And we have plus or minus. So this becomes x is equal to 5 plus and minus square root of 49 is 7 all over 6, which is what we did right there. So 5 subtract 7 over 6 and 5 plus 7 over 6. Well, 5 subtract 7 is -2. So this right here is this. And then -2 over 6 simplifies to -1/3. And then 5 plus 7 over 6, which is 12 over 6, which is x is equal to 2. So really, you should be writing it in order. -1/3, +2. And then we're going to do the graphing. We're going to, where's the original? So the y-axis we're going to touch at -2. Oops. -1. So 1, 2. So I didn't do that very straight. And here are our roots, -1/3, so maybe about there, and +2. So this graph and the halfway point, the axis of symmetry is going to run through there. Okay, let's start one from scratch. The invisible 1 is our A. Here's our B. Here's our C. Here's the formula. So we're going to say x is equal to the opposite of B plus and minus b squared minus 4 times the a value times the c value. All of this on this side divided by 2 times the a value. So the opposite of 2 is negative 2. So inside here, 2 squared is 4. 4 times 1 is 4 times negative 8, negative 32. 4 subtract negative 32, which is positive 32. So that's 36, and the square root of 36 is 6. So this can be plus or minus the square root of 36, which cancels to 6, all over 2 times 1, which is 2. And now it's going to simplify. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4 over 2, which cancels to 2. And x is equal to negative 2 subtract 6, which is negative 8, divide 2, which is negative 4. Wow, that's a really bad. There we go. That's a better one. Okay. Here's your A, your B, your C. So x is equal to the opposite of B, so that'll be positive 6, plus and minus our B value squared minus 4 times our A value times our C value. All of this over 2 times the A value. Opposite of negative 6 is 6. And then inside here, let's see, that's going to be 36. And this negative times this negative, that'll be a positive. So 4 times 5, which is 20. 20 times 63, which is 1260. If you add those two together, get 1296. And I think that might be a perfect square. So second x squared, 1296, it is. So now we have plus or minus the square root of 1296, which is 36, and all of this is over the denominator of 2 times 5, which is 10. So let's see. 6 subtract 36 is negative 30 over 10, which is negative 3. And x is equal to 6 plus 36 divided by 10. That would be 42 over 10. The only thing they have in common is a 2, so that would be 21 over 5. So negative 3 and 21 over 5, and then you graph it. 21 over 5 is just a little bit more than 4. And it's going to touch all the way down there at negative 63. So I'll say there's a break in this. Is that negative 63? Yeah, negative 63. Negative 3. Negative 21, positive 21 fifths is just a little bit more than 4. All right. So I guess I formally haven't been having you do this, but the y-intercept is always this value, the c value right there. So 0, negative 63. The two solutions, which are the two x-intercepts, or roots, negative 3, 21 over 5, and then the axis of sim, well, remember how you did that. You add the two x's together, divide 2. So negative 3 plus 21 divide 5. I put that in parentheses. You might want to do that. So the axis of symmetry is where x is equal to 3/5. Right. Okay, so when you go to graph it, looks something like that. Okay, that's intro to the quadratic equation. We'll try some more in the next video.